believe, I believe that America can be beautiful. How can America be made beautiful? Now, family, listen. My brother Imam Wadafuddin and I have had disagreement, but his followers and mine have never given each other as much as a bloody nose. Because in spite of our differences, there's a deep love in us. We don't like the things about our nation that is not good, but I don't want to live anywhere else. I want America to be made right. I don't want to see America go the way of Rome and Babylon and Sodom and Gomorrah. But why won't she go that way if the men of religion and the women of religion keep silent?
Assalamu alaikum. There you go, brothers and sisters. There you go. What's going on here? Hold on. Good enough. Our nation. Which is representing the Nation of Islam. You're talking about our nation, America. And show me the scripture. Show me anything in the lessons. Show me anything Master Muhammad said, or what Elijah Muhammad printed or said or spoke on. Talks about saving America. Show it to me. I can't. Because in the Bible, destruction. Closest came and says Babylon could be healed, but it wasn't. It's about destruction. Do 100, double is done to you. Babylon was wicked, no good. 100% wicked according to Master Muhammad. Removed from the planet. Trampled into the dust. Thrown into the lake of fire. But he don't want any of that to happen. He's going against all the scripture, all against Elijah Muhammad, all against Master Muhammad. It's clear, brothers and sisters, he's one of them. Islam's the devil. He's the devil. Black-skinned devil. That's what I wanted to show. I forgot. Remember next time. There it is. I mean, he's not so words, not photoshopped. His time has come. It's in. He's over. We're talking about nowadays, brothers and sisters. They got this little kabuki dance going back and forth. Like, see, you may not pay attention to this, but they are. That's why it's so nervous about going after Iran. But they have no choice. Pressure's pressure. See? He's like a man falling off a 10-story building, right? Only choice he got is how he gonna fall on his back or fall on his face. Fall on his side. Only choice he got. He gonna fall. He gonna crash and burn. Depends on how you want to do it. It's just the quality of the fall. Whether you're going to fall face down, back down, or side down. Either way, he's gone. Like I said, you got internal pressure and external pressure. So if you try to avoid the external pressure, then it's going to become inner. So you see Trump, he's like, he got domestic problems and foreign problems. Here's the Epstein thing, and they're closing on him. Then he's got everybody in uproar, got the major uproar by those videos he put out about Obama being gay and carrying on. And see, it's getting hotter and hotter over here for him. It's getting hotter and hotter over there for him, externally and internally, external. So the point is, it's just how you want to go down. It's going down either way. But the point is, that's the only choice. Face down, back down. I mean, like back out. You want lay on his back or lay on his face. Either way, he's dead. But we know from an angel that, right, that choice will be taken away from him. He's trying to hold back both. They can't. Precious building. So Iran's going to explode. Of course, angels. The water dragons, angels. It's about to explode. Okay? I talk about that sea bomb. They created a sea bomb. How long have they been tormenting and attacking Iran? Iran hasn't fought back. 50 years, 60 years. Holding back, they ain't doing anything. That bomb is building up. You can't stop consequences, brothers and sisters. So, you never had anything like this before. See, every prime minister came and they gave information. They gave you the whole, they give full mind. They give data, some information. Like we was going to Holocaust. All the information we was getting was submit. But see, understand, Christianity was the message to us. Because we wouldn't know where to get the message because we don't have no messenger, we don't have no God, we wouldn't be able to read or write. So the sealed Bible was given to Adam, with the message in there. Adam, and remember, Adam would be a ruler. The message for us, it was submit to Adam. That's what it says, submit to your master. Obey him. See? So that's the message that was embedded in there for us. But we would remember that we're supposed to submit. So Christianity is religion for us to be and submit, to follow through what we. Let me see if I can explain this, brothers and sisters. We was told to submit. Once we submitted, we lost all knowledge of the fact that we agreed to submit. We had no knowledge of the whole situation because in our case, we had no knowledge of anything. So how would we continue to submit then? How would we know to keep doing that? That message had to be transmitted to us in a way that would allow us to keep doing that, follow through on that. That's Christianity. That's sealed Bible stuff. So Christianity is a message to servants. Message to servants. Submit to the master. Forgive. Pray. Have faith. That's the things we need to do. So as Christians, we do those things. But people say, "Well, man, like I said, man, you taking it and you justifying Adam. You justifying what Adam did." And yeah, I am. It's like justifying the ice in the wintertime. You don't want that damn, you don't want no ice in the spring, but in the wintertime, it's time for ice. It's like Escalades, the book says it's time for everything under the sun. You never got this kind of information before because the master prophets come and give you, oh, here, and to tell you things to do, but to give you the full set, how things work, the Quran doesn't do it. I mean, there's in there, but you have to understand to see it. To be a God, you have to have thorough knowledge of self. Means you have to have thorough knowledge of everything around you because everything around you is part of self. You have full knowledge of self, and you don't understand what's the environment around you. Full knowledge of self means you have to have knowledge of everything around you, the whole environment, the creation, because you're part of it. So you don't see it that way. But even if you just saw it the way most of you see it, you still don't have that either. So it's whole, like Elijah Muhammad said, he said, you get a whole new way of thinking. And that's telling me he didn't say that. He said, during theology of time. So he said, someone come to get a new way of thinking. He did talk about someone coming after him, but he never said it directly, but he did talk about it. He just never said it directly. He just never said directly someone's coming after him, but he talked about situations, right? Because I was there. And I'll give you some examples. But anyway, the bottom line is that I'm trying to get you to understand, to think, departmentalize your thinking. In other words, you can't think in the winter the same way you think in summer. It's a whole different paradigm. So, coming out of winter into the spring. So in the winter, so all this stuff is, that's why all this stuff is falling apart. All this stuff is evaporating. All this crap they say is evaporating. It's not making sense. It made sense in the past. They got away with it. Now everything's being challenged. Everything in America is being challenged. Why? Because when summer comes, all the ice and everything gets challenged. Everything about the winter gets challenged. I try to get you to understand it in a comprehensive way. But you have to, I can't make you think. As I said, you have to make. If you don't make it, you're going to be lost. It's as simple as that. Okay, who you are. You're going to the new world, going to spring, you have to start thinking spring. See, in winter, your brain gets frozen. Winter comes alive. Now, you can't go into the spring with your brain frozen. Right now, your brains are frozen. Some of you are comfortable with that. That's part of culling. Well, this, I don't know. I think I was surprised by a lot of things I learned over the years growing up. I think I was surprised because being in the church with my mother, everything was made very simple. Just believe in Jesus, and that was it. That was it. Believe in Jesus or you're going to hell. It's just simple. They broke it down like that. Believe in Jesus or you're going to hell. That's where the Christians got it. And it's based on fear. That's the other. It's not based on love. Christianity is not based on love. It's based on fear. And saying, well, if you don't believe in Jesus, God will come and help you and show you the way. No, He's going to burn your ass up. It's based on fear. That's the simplest way. And then as I started learning stuff, I challenged that. The world is totally different. The world is simple once you put it all together, but there's a whole different way of thinking. And not only that, but you got seasons. Okay, you got a Quran. Oh, it's the last book, and you got seasons. That book will only be good for the season. It's only good for spring, right? I mean, it's only good for autumn. It won't be no good for the summer. I mean, for the fall, for the winter. You start seeing these things. You say, oh, Okay? And then you look around, you see all these people, their brains frozen, you see, and then you can see them clearly. It's easy to see these people there because they sit out in the dark, like I said, in the dark. Somebody could tell you a horse is a cow. How would you know? Unless it makes a sound. You can't, it's so told dog can't see anything. When your eyes come open, oh, and they start telling, oh, the crown's there, or no. Even if they didn't tell you that, you say, well, what the crown was for, once you understand seasons, well, that's for that season. Well, we should have another book for another season. You make those kind of connections, those kind of calculations. Then you have to realize there's seasons. And the Bible's not clear about that. But it hints like 6,000 years. You say, well, if there's a 24,000-year cycle, John, that means 6,000 years that'd be 4 of those. So well, I mean, maybe there's a season there. That 6,000 years is a season because there's 4 of them. So maybe the season is like, because the Quran tells you things are kind of like, like one thing, all these things, you can learn something from something else because they're all connected. The whole story about women giving birth, they kind of use that analogy in Scripture because it all works the same way. Because it's all mathematics. It's just how once you understand the process, see how it applies to the situation. How does this information apply to winter? How does this information apply in the summer? How it apply, So we said what's happening right now is similar to a woman giving birth. Once you understand analogy, then you can start figuring things out. Because even once you get to the hereafter, if you get there and you get your mind back, you still have different perspectives on things. You'll see things differently. Right? You might like vanilla ice cream. I like chocolate ice cream. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just still ice cream. We just have different flavor because we all are different facets of the body, of a whole. You know what a facet is? That 50,000 years ago, all the scientists, they was all wise. The science of all the tribes, but they saw it differently. Dr. Bob said, no, we're going to take it on. We're going to go, man, why are you going to go through all that, man? You know what that's going to mean? Yeah. I'm looking at how I'm going to come out. Man, y'all might not come out of it, man. It's going to be so bad. Y'all do that. Y'all might not even come out of it. That's what some of the scientists said. If you submit to this, take it, go through this hard cost you're talking about, you might not come out of it. You might not make it through. He was wise to them. Says, no, well, I think we will. And if we do come out, we're going to be your boss. We're going to be the gods. You're going to be the angels. Well, we'll see about that one. Remember, they have different levels of wisdom. There are 24 scientists, and 25th scientist is the wisest of all of them. This Solomon was the wisest man ever lived. He sees it. He's deeper into it. They got a comprehensive knowledge. He just sees deeper into it. That's the situation, brothers and sisters. So therefore, at this time, you're given comprehensive knowledge of the universe. So now when you get your mind back, that's what it means. We're talking about your mind back, it's talking about your original mind. What do you think mind you think about? What mind you think? Your mind back, your mind back, that's how you full knowledge yourself. Because mind, it's information. Your brain does calculation. The mind just stores information, like the software. So right now, you're operating off of a mind that has very little information, and bad information. So you make bad calculations. You can only they got a saying in IT, garbage in, garbage out. If you get bad information, your decision will be bad because if you think cats can fly, and you're told that, then you're going to make decisions based on you think cats can fly. That's a big part of your, I understand how things work. What's wrong with that cat, man? Why he ain't flying? What's happening? So you told there's a Jesus and you're going to hell and all this stuff. So you make decisions because right there, I mean that alone affects people's lives. Some people their whole life is affected by the fact that they got to hold on to Jesus because they're scared they're going to die and go to hell. And some people have another attitude that with them, I know I can't figure this thing out. I'm going to hell. I'm going to hell. I might as well do as much damage as I can while I'm here. Some people have that attitude. That's why you see people out there burning people and everything else. Then you got Satanists, right? They say, well, they worship Satan. They figure they worship Satan here. When they get to hell, they're being, in top class. People have different reactions to information. Information is bad. So the angel comes along and gives you, right, not analytical information, but actual information. That's what it said, actual facts. Tells you universe is based on pressure. Universe expands and contracts, right? And how consciousness works, right? And how everything is derivative of us. How genes work, and how and energy deprivation. Even the 5 pillars. As soon as they got them, but they don't know. They don't understand them. They don't know about slots and stuff like I'm explaining to you. So you got information, but you don't do anything with them. What does that mean? Because angels make you the wisest people on the planet. Because now you got a full mind. Some people use their minds, people don't. No prophet ever done that before. Prophet Muhammad didn't give them a full mind. He gave them a Quran that was mostly allegorical. The guy and the guy trying to figure it out. Then he's not sure they figure it because they don't know who the jinn is. You can tell who the jinn is. They could tell you. I don't think the dragon is mentioned in Quran. I'm not sure, but they don't know who the jinn are. They don't know who the Dajjal is. They don't know who Gog and Magog are. They don't know any of that. But they got the Quran. And the angel explains everything. In fact, it explains things that the Quran don't explain. They couldn't tell you what the golden calf is. So their time frame was all messed up. They said, well, that must happen in the past. Or, all over the place. So you guys people out here operating with all this BS, and then the truth comes out, so people sit in darkness and see the great light. Now, this clown here, Farrakhan, it's clear what he's saying. But then you got another problem, wavelength frequency. If you're on the same wavelength frequency on that makes sense. But if you understand, once you understand Injil, you know he's an agent. He worked for the devils. It's like everything he says shouts out, I'm an agent. But even if you didn't know it that way, he is just on wavelength frequency. Brother and sister, when you wake up, you're gonna wake. Remember, hereafter is about waking up. If you go there sleep, you're gonna see when you get there, you're gonna see the same world you're in right now. You'll see it the same way. That people in hell, right? They're still gonna see this world is not going. They said people in hell would be. They said hell would be right there in the hereafter. They said people hereafter in hell would be able to see. Let me get this back. Let me get it straight. It said the people in hereafter in heaven would be able to see people in hell. And I think it says the people in hell would see people in hereafter too. The whole quote me that, I think that's what it says. And there's a parable like that where it says they asked Abraham, they asked God, let me go back and tell my brother what's happening here. So maybe they won't make a mistake I made. He said, no, they're going to make it anyway. You understand? Because they're on the same wavelength frequency. So the point is, Farrakhan, when he's saying everything he's saying, he's on the same wavelength frequency as the devils are. Because if he wasn't, well, I'm gonna keep this short, bro. Since I'm not gonna get to it. So get into it. Let me put it this way. what he's saying is he having, in other words, he's not saying anything as opposition to this reality. This reality is operating on the same wavelength and frequency, a particular wavelength and frequency. But he doesn't want to see anything happen to his wavelength frequency. You just look at it from that point of view. He's on the same wavelength frequency. I don't want anything happen to this wavelength frequency. Well, if you're on a different wavelength frequency, you want to move to, you want to get rid of another wavelength frequency because it's opposing to you. It's opposing you. It's causing static. So just from that point of view, you say, wait, hold it. He ain't on my way. He on my way because he's saying things that's positive to the wavelength frequency of this world. So you don't have to say the agent anything. You don't have to say that. It doesn't matter. The point is, whether the agent or not, that's not even the point. The point is he on the wavelength and frequency of this world, and that means he's opposed to us, and the two can be they're stacked between the two. Opposition between the two. So if you want to get detail, you want to get, I'm saying on a general level, we say, well, he's on that wavelength frequency, that means he's the enemy. Then we'll get into more detail. Well, you get the quality of it. What kind of enemy is he? You see what I'm saying? You say he's the enemy. Okay, he's on the second floor. So where is he on the second floor? He's in the bedroom on the second floor, the kitchen on the second floor, basement second, bathroom second floor. But he's on the second floor. Then I keep talking about quantity and quality. So whether he's an agent or not doesn't matter. He still has the same effect as being an agent because he's on that wavelength frequency of the devils. That's why he's talking like he's talking. And when it comes to somebody on another wavelength frequency, you're going to have problems with them. And we're going to show that in a minute. I'm saying once you start, your mind start opening, then you start, you see, I show you different perspectives. Right? I've been telling you based on just pressure. Then I'm talking about wavelength frequency. I'm just giving different qualities of it. And you can see deeper into it, see from a different perspective. You say, well, because wavelength frequency depends on pressure too. Because wavelength frequency, energy. And the more energy you have, right, the greater amplitude you have, the greater frequency you have, the greater wavelength. You see? That's if you're capable of that. If you're not, right, then you have a lot of amplitude. The way your amplitude goes up, right? But then that gets back to discipline again. So in other words, you have a lot of energy, but you won't have control of it. So it gets down to that level again. You got energy, what do you do with it? You have control of it now. Now people have a lot of energy now, so don't have any control of it. That's what Injil is, to get your mind back so now you control the energy. Once you do that, then we come together. But what you need a vision. You need something to bring you together. Magnetic force that draws you all together. You got all kinds of ways to look at this, brothers and sisters. But the bottom line is that if you understand just what I just told you, he's an enemy because he's on the same wavelength frequency as the devil. He said, I want nothing to happen to him. Well, if you're on a different wavelength frequency, now there are some, but remember I told you some people that can move to a higher wavelength frequency, but they happy this wavelength frequency. They starting the same thing he's saying. They ride along with that because they're on the same wavelength frequency he's on. So those clean this world's life means they can move up to a second, third floor, but they like on the second floor. So they never increase their wavelength frequency. So therefore, they in sync with him. They hear him. They communicate with each other very easily. No static. But they're enemy to us. Those of us on highway, and it's enemy to those who can move to high wavelength frequency, but just don't know it. Okay? They do whatever they can to keep you on the same wavelength frequency they are. Actually, they want you on a lower wavelength frequency, but there's opposition between two different wavelength frequencies. But they keep you on a lower wavelength frequency than theirs, that means they control you. You serve them. They want to keep you. They want you on the same wavelength frequency they are. They want you on a lower one. But who's on a lower wavelength frequency Because in age deprivation, that's why I was under control of these devils. Hold on here. Hold on. 6:26. Somebody trying to call me. Let me check. Oh, sisters. Sister. Anyway, in a way, there's a you have to be in the same wave of frequency as Chief Hodge. So now people wake up, those who do wake up, there's tribulation. Was another thing that, well, I don't get too deep into it. Hodge requires a great deal of pressure to achieve Hodge. But anyway, I'm not going to go there today. Anyway, you're going to be under a lot of pressure. You'll be under a lot of pressure. And so the pressure is increasing. So when the pressure increases, there's two options there. You can either transform, you're going to transform one way or the other. You're either crushed, right? Or you be transformed into a greater structure. In other words, when you put someone under pressure, right, it can transform to a better structure to withstand the pressure. If it can't, then it's crushed to dust. That's how a diamond is created. We put coal enough pressure, then the atoms and everything reorganize themselves to withstand that pressure. If it gets, then now you got a stronger structure. If it can't, then it's crushed to dust. And so that's what Dr. Shabbat says. Okay, deal with the hard costs, because you're going to be dealing under a different frequency of wavelength that's much more powerful than yours, because you're going to be suffering energy deprivation during that time. So you're going to be under their control. You're going to be in submission to Adam. Stay in submission. Don't fight it. Stay in submission, right? And their frequency and wavelength is going to be much greater than yours, because those two, they conflict with each other. Yours be much less because of energy deprivation, but eventually, right, it's going to cause you to transform to a diamond. Some of you won't make it. Some of you won't have enough strength to make it, and you'll be crushed to dust. Now, people are lost for lack of knowledge. Some people, that's the case of some people. A lot of people, actually. That's the way it works, brothers and sisters. I understand how it works, not how they like they do, God weighs the wine, all this crazy stuff they tell you. No, that's just the way it works. So therefore you transform. So you come out as a diamond. Greater, but now, you're greater than everybody else because you transform to something greater structure by submitting under all that pressure. Now you want to You're on a higher wavelength, a higher frequency than everybody else. You see? So now that means you're going to be you're the God. You control everyone else because your frequency is higher. That means you're going to be your force, your pressure, frequency and wavelength, right? That's a form of pressure. You're greater than everybody else's. So it means you're going to rule everyone else. And rule because his wavelength and frequency was greater than everybody else because everybody fell under energy deprivation. So wavelength frequency got weaker and weaker and weaker. So he was stronger than us. And deprivation, so he ruled. But now, as the universe contracting, energy is increasing, but you don't have discipline to maintain, right? Maintain that level of wavelength frequency. You don't have the discipline to do it. We do. We have to turn it on. And that's the big thing that's about to happen now. So let me get into a little bit of what I was going to get into. I don't know if that's confusing to you or not, right? But I'm trying to talk to you in the sense of wavelength frequency, because everything about you is wavelength frequency, actually. All your atoms, everything, they operate in wavelength frequency. That's no way of looking at it. That's just a quality of pressure. Wavelength frequency is a quality of pressure. Looking at it deep, because your brain is the most powerful thing on the planet, in the universe. The brain waves, frequency and wavelength. Right now I'm talking to you, I'm communicating frequency and wavelength, sound waves, and wavelength. And you're responding to it one way or the other. Usually a positive, whatever. If you want a Farrakhan's wavelength frequency, you ain't gonna like any of this. It's bugging you. It's like you're getting hit. Because this pressure is greater. Greater pressure overcomes lesser pressure. So right now I'm punching, right? If another way of looking at it is here's the world and I'm punching. Greater punch they have. You're punching back. I'm punching. Waves of frequency, right? And theirs getting weaker and weaker. They're getting beat down. There's no way of looking at it. So once you get to that level, then instead of beating you down, you're beating them down. You're putting a higher waves of frequency out than they are. So in other words, you're creating greater pressure waves than they are. Greater pressure overcomes lesser pressure. That's why it says, Son of Man, no one will be able to stand before you. But even before that was understood, I noticed that was the case, because every time somebody came against me, they failed. I mean, I've been in all kinds of situations I haven't told you about. And if I just felt any of them, I wouldn't be here today. See, let me move on, brothers and sisters. I'm not sure anybody understands. I'm just trying to get you to understand, brothers and sisters. If you can't understand, this is what you gotta do. It's the most powerful force in the universe. It's if you turn it on. You're born with the most powerful one in the universe. It's like, you want to use strength. A male is born more strength than a female. If you don't use it, she can get strong, become stronger than him. She got to work at it, but she can do it. If she's kicking your behind, see the stupid ass movies they be showing. Right now, the devils are kicking your behind because You have a discipline because your ideas, MSL and video games and parties and all this kind of stuff. When you turn discipline on, what you're going to turn on in a minute. Match my mom is going when he makes a move. Right? Hold the move on, brothers and sisters. Now, hold on, let me finish this here though. See here? Now he's talking this wavelength frequency. So someone told me, maybe you shouldn't have gotten that wavelength frequency stuff, man, because they don't understand the pressure stuff. Yeah, that's probably right. That's probably right. If you can understand add subtraction, what's the multiplication for? Wavelength frequencies explains a lot from a different perspective. And this helps clearly here, because right now, what he's saying is he's speaking on a wavelength of frequency, because he's telling you. He lacks this wavelength frequency. He wants to stay. He don't want anything happen to it. That's what he's telling you. Remember, this reality is on the same way, on a certain wavelength frequency. It's on a wavelength frequency, say, as a winner. He lacks it. It's good for him. He's rich. You don't have any business anywhere. People take care of him. You got a following. You can hang out with other people on the same frequency, those stars and those called actors and stuff, because they're all demons. They're on the same, man, they just blackface. White people in blackface. Those Wesley and Snipes and all these guys. But you know, he's happy here. That's why he says, stop tormenting me. Because I'm telling another different wavelength frequency that he don't understand, right? But it's hurting him. Because greater pressure overcomes lesser pressure. So if you operate on a high frequency wavelength, they're gonna feel it's like a mental punch. So he says, stop punching, stop tormenting me. That means torment mentally. And it was hurting him. In fact, it was causing static. It was causing static in its reality. See, when I talk way, I explain things a different way. Because remember, if you have two different wavelength frequencies, you're going to get static. But static is felt mostly by the weaker one because, remember, you put pressure, you got opposite, equal, every reaction, opposite, equal reaction, right? So you got to hit the punch, it's going to might hurt your hand, but it's going to break his jaw. So there's static out there because of two opposite. So they stop tormenting me because you don't understand it, but it's causing problems for him. It's causing static in his reality. So if it's static in reality, it means it's not clear anymore. Things ain't working like they were working for. You see how you explain that, brothers and sisters? Because you got static in reality, things get confusing. That's why you have them in derision, but they can't figure it out. I didn't mean to go into all that. You understand what I'm saying? So that's why in the ground they're saying stuff that nothing's working. Because it's static in there, because it's two opposing realities, two opposing wavelength frequencies. And it's getting worse and worse and worse. Same thing in America. America's full of static right now. Everybody's up against each other. Everybody's meditating about Civil War and Epstein and the stuff in Minnesota. And now he's putting out stuff about Obama and his wife, apes. All is static. Why? Because you got another frequency wavelength on the scene now that's greater than theirs, and it's causing all kinds of static in their reality. That's another way of looking at it. And so that's what's happening over right now. In the Middle East, people say, why are you fighting Iran? What's the point? What's the upside of that? They can't understand the whole world's in static. Why? Because there's a force, there's another wavelength frequency that's different from this, that's greater than it. Because I'm not in static. I'm not changing. I'm not getting confused. I'm okay, but they are. The whole world's getting more confused every day. So you look at it that way. The world's everybody's saying everything, different stuff. They're all over the place. The media's just lying. See the static? Because it's a greater frequency wave on the scene. Like I said, high pressure overcomes low pressure, I don't care how much low pressure is, it'd be a trillion tons of low pressure and 1 ounce high pressure, and 1 ounce will overcome and push away all that. If maybe it's 1 ounce of high pressure and trillion ounces of low pressure, that 1 ounce, that's why you need to send one powerful messenger. So angel is taking, creating static all over the planet. They didn't have all this static before. All of a sudden, all this static, confusion. That was having derision. See? That was happening. And when you come on board and give that same wavelength frequency, you won't be no static in your life either. Because static in your life is because you're on a lower frequency too. You're on a lower wavelength. So you experience it. Our people are also, it's called static in their lives too. But it's for their benefit. See? They don't come out of it. See? Because if you make it hot on the second floor, everybody, man, it's hot here, everybody burn up. They don't know they can run to the second floor. You see what I'm saying? I'm out here on the first floor, man, I'm making it hot as hell. It's hot here, oh damn. You see? And they say, oh, hot. But they don't realize all they gotta do is they can move to the second floor, they don't know it. Cool on the second floor. That's about to happen, brothers and sisters. That's the simplest way to say it. So if you're out there and you're hot, or you got a lot of static in your life because you ain't coming to right, you ain't got on board that frequency wavelength yet. And the more static and everything you have, the further away you are from it. And as you get closer to it, the static start going away. You start moving up to that first floor, all of a sudden you get more cooler and cooler and cooler. Do you understand, brothers and sisters? So if you got static in your life, I ain't static in mind. I'm static in my mind. My mind's clear. You don't see me changing stuff. I say everything I say is consistent with what I've been saying all the time. I just give you more depth. I've done frequency and wavelength. It's still consistent with pressure. No inconsistency. It just shows it more detail, more quality. You understand, brothers and sisters? So the static, see, I didn't mean to get into that. Because I mean, it's a way to look at it. Like I said, I try to tell you in the sense of seasons, going from winter to spring, the same thing. So now I'm talking about going from one wavelength to another. One frequency, one wave, one frequency. Same thing, brothers and sisters. Because every time I say it, still come up the same thing, because it's the same stuff. It's just different perspectives or looking into it deeper and deeper and deeper. Because once you get to spring, you go high level, the frequency of the angel is going to wipe out the lower frequencies. When spring comes in, it's going to wipe out the winter. Lower frequency be in submission. Then nothing that lower frequency wavelength can do. Like in Holocaust, where nothing we could do with these devils, because they was on higher wavelength frequency than us at that time. Come on, brothers and sisters. So now this is, he is telling you, he likes this wavelength frequency. See, he put in that sense. He like this real world, he like this real life, he like America. Well, if you look at it in frequency and wavelength, which it is, then you say, if you look from that point of view, you say, oh, I like this wavelength, I like this frequency. Why? Because that's the wavelength frequency he's on. Right there, you got him. So he'd be saying, no, man, I want to get the hell out of here, man. Just static, man. Okay. But he is getting static. He's not getting static from this world. Because he's like this. He's getting static from another world. So we're going to see about that in a minute. Let's go to this look here. Here? This is daddy. His daddy's he's on the same wavelength. This world life is on a great frequency of wavelength for the devils. Adam. And his followers the devil. Like, can you make it know? Look, you can't see the resemblance there. It's his father. So he's on the same wavelength as his father. He started sperm. This world came out of the mind of the devils. So his world is based on the wavelength frequency of the devils. And he likes it because he's one of them. If you look at it in that point, it's very simple, isn't it? I'm not trying to wake up the demons. I'm just trying to prepare you because you're going to wake up in a minute. Because this wavelength frequency is about to get a big shock. See? A big static shock.
When the Muslims were alive, I'll say it again. When the Muslims were alive, you dead as hell now on both sides.
Yes, sir, brother. Yes, we are. Yes, sir. That's real, brother. That's real.
Wake us up, dear Apostle.
When we was alive, we set up schools.
That's right.
When we were alive, we had supermarkets.
That's right.
We owned buildings. We owned farmland. We were busy doing something, hiring our people. Well, I'm telling the Muslims, damn it, if you don't come alive, you will die like you are. And I will say, thank you, Allah, because if they're not doing nothing on top of the earth, let the worms eat their ass.
Now, apply to what I just said, brothers and sisters. That's what I just said. Because they're on a different wave than frequency he is on. He's against them. They did anything to him. Personally, he said they shot him, stole from him, ripped his mama. He don't like what they're doing. Everybody's saying he don't like their wave, their frequency. Because it's not the same as his. He can't control anymore. He's telling you, he can't. There's another wave of frequency that's affecting him that he can't control anymore. He's angry with. See how angry he is? It's causing static for him. It was okay if it was less, because he had control of it. Now it's greater. So he's telling you, if you understand wave frequency, he's telling you there's another wave of frequency. Stop tormenting me. Another wave that's active that he's affecting him. It's called static in his life. You don't act like that if your life is going smooth and mellow. It's static in his life. What's called static? Because there's another frequency of wavelength that's operating that's greater than his. He can't control. You're telling you. See, once you see, they tell you, they don't realize they're telling you that. Look at it from wavelength frequency, tell you right there, he's in trouble. He's angry. There's another wavelength frequency that's higher than his. See, that's what you think about. And it's come from the Muslims, the ones that was with, right? That was inspired by Elijah somehow. What he said, when he was alive, listen carefully now, because it was all right. Because Elijah was around, because he had control of it. See, he liked it then, because he would do anything. Listen carefully what he said. I was liked it then, because y'all was doing it, because I had control of it, because you was a lower frequency wavelength than me. Understand? See? But Elijah was giving you, feeding you. And now all of a sudden, you starting to rise up above higher frequency wavelength frequency than me. You ain't doing this stuff for me. You ain't doing it for me. You understand what I'm saying? So he had control of it. So he said they're rising. They're rising up now. Before they was lower frequency him, right? But they was moving. They was moving up. But they was still in lower frequency him while they was with Elijah. That's why he had control. You see how much you get from that, brother and sister? He had control. He was a top minister. They was operating they was operating on a different wavelength frequency, but it was still lower than his. Okay? See, Elijah was operating on lower he wasn't. He was. Remember, he was preparing the way for higher frequency wavelength. He wasn't on it himself. So therefore, then he started. But he prepared the way, so he started moving towards a higher level frequency. He started moving toward. That's why he was seeking this message of the covenant. You see, if you look at this reading, because they was looking for it, trying to move to. They were seeking the message of the covenant to move to a higher frequency of the wavelength. They was on the lower one while he's with Elijah, but they was moving up. So he had control. And now they got equal to him and they moved past him, and he's angry. Because they don't have control of it anymore. And they ain't doing anything for him. See, they was doing it before. See how much you can get out of that, bro? So if once you study it, let me just go on move on. Maybe you get it, maybe you don't. See, I can give you different ways of looking at this so you can see more detail. When I explain it this way, then you look at that deeper and say, oh, that's what's going on there. I'm not going to get to my main subject, brothers and sisters. It tells you in Daniel that the mouth, that's the mouth, next to the bear. So they control, they make what the saints, they control,
$5,000. Cash payment to anyone who can prove that what lying son of a devil Farrakhan is preaching is consistent with the lessons, supreme wisdom, of Master Fard Muhammad Elijah Muhammad's representation of his teacher Master Fard's teachings.
But without saying, brothers and sisters, they never step up and ask to get there. So that speaks for itself. Let me move on, brothers. I'm going to keep this short. I have many things I want to talk about, but there's so much, brothers and sisters. So I didn't mean to get that much in way of the frequencies, but explain so many things from different perspectives. So I'm gonna deal with that a little more. Let's move on here. Hold on here, see. I'm gonna play this. Somebody ran across today. You're not a doctor, stop lying. You're not a doctor, stop lying. Hold on, brothers and sisters. You're not a doctor, stop lying. You're not a doctor, stop lying.
You're not a doctor, stop lying! 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 You're not a doctor, stop lying!
I still have to tell you, brothers and sisters, you know, no wonder our women have respect for us. That should never happen. Why would Farrakhan want to stay? Because he wanted them. That should never happen. Oh, brothers and sisters. Elijah Muhammad was around. That'd be the last punch that cloud ever done. That'd be the last punch he ever did in his life. If any brother was around. See, that's how Elijah Muhammad ruled. That's how FY ruled when Elijah Muhammad was around. You know, in the world, the brothers were standing around. Knock that sister out like that. And that wasn't happening. I can tell you that wasn't going to happen. Now, there had been a black cop. There had been a black cop hitting a white woman like that. Man, do you know what happened to him? You know what I'm saying? Anyway, brothers and sisters, so I play that. Things are going to change in a minute. Move on. That should have covered it. I'm not going to speak to this, bro, since I'm going to move on. Okay. Again, this is Silas Heaven. I'm not going to speak to this right now either. I spoke about it yesterday, whatever. I want to get to something else here. Okay, again, this is what we're up against, bros. This is what's at stake here. Everything about reality they have control of. And we have nothing. We have nothing. They took it all from us. Make our own, create a planet Earth, God, universe. So that's what it's all about, to take all this back, and they're going to resist. That's the apocalypse, not the Armageddon. Armageddon is the European war. Apocalypse. Take back everything that was taken from us. We saw energy deprivation. We were on the lowest level, so it took everything from us. So now we're rising. We're rising. And the thing is that you have the ability to move to the second floor, you just don't know it. And so Master Muhammad is getting ready to do. What he's getting ready to do is going to shake up this reality, major blow this wavelength frequency. Okay? That's about to happen. So let's move on, brothers and sisters. Okay, yes. Again, this is, I'm not going to speak to this, but this is on every FOI meeting, Elijah Muhammad's around. Leave here. Get away from this wavelength frequency. Get your own nation. Farrakhan, he loves this nation. He claims to represent our nation. They move on. That's the verse. I want to get to that. Now I'm talking about money. And I'm talking about that right now. Back over here again. Now the bottom line is, I'm not going to go through. Bottom line here, brothers and sisters, We're in the war now, right? And it's a lot of static. And they lose control. And you understand, everything that these cell phones, all the technology, everything is based on their wavelength frequency. Based on their wavelength frequency. Master Muhammad's will is based on a higher level wavelength frequency. That's why they can't figure it out. The angel also is on a higher wavelength frequency. That's why they couldn't figure it out. There are two things. They're mechanical and spatial. That's the covenant. That's the covenant. He would have the spatial book. The angel. And Master Muhammad would have the technical. The will. Both of them are wills. They talk about Ezekiel's will is really the angel key. At any rate, both of them are referred to as wills. See? So that's what you have there. So no, because this way, see, the sealed Bible is the angel. Look at, in other words, it's looking at the first floor from the second floor perspective. Put that away. When you go to the second floor, you see, okay, you use everything on the second floor, but if you see the first floor, you see it from a second floor perspective, but you still look at the first floor. So the angel sealed Bible is the angel on the lower from a lower wavelength frequency. So they would see it. Maybe I say another way. If you're looking at it in other words, if you're looking at the Bible from a lower wavelength frequency, you're gonna see the sealed Bible. That's where it's sealed. But if you're looking at it from higher wavelength frequency, then you're gonna see the unsealed Bible. You look at the same thing. You're looking at it from different perspectives. The same thing. So I'm looking at it from when I use it to move up to that level, because I'm looking at it, when I start looking at it, right, I'm on a lower wavelength frequency too. I didn't understand it. I took it as a gym, right? So I kept on working out, and gradually moved my mind up to a high level, high frequency, to a level of song. Okay? And once done that, there's nothing their frequency could do it, and then they will freaking touch me. That's why it says, nothing, no man will stand before you. Because once you have that frequency, there's nothing that lower wavelength frequency can do. And they can never understand the high wavelength frequency because they can never send the angel for the unsealed one, because they can't see. They have to be on that way high wavelength frequency. See, they can only see it from their level. You understand it, bro? So that's no way of looking at it. In fact, that's the proper way of looking at it. That's how I see it. Because you look at the same book. So y'all go in there and put a key lock on same book. Both look at the same book. But they could only see it from their wavelength frequency. And that's where I saw it too. Until I started getting into it, started studying, started lifting those weights. I got stronger, and I started seeing from a high wavelength frequency. That's what Sin Lamb would do. And now it's trying to get you to come into the gym and raise you to high wavelength frequency too. So you see it. Because look at the same book for the same book. There's no lock on it, nothing like that. Same book. But it's perspective where you're looking at it. Perspective. See? That's the difference. Hope you understand that, brothers and sisters. So, all these people that are talking that garbage, they see it from a low wavelength frequency, and they run their mouth. But the point is, they right, this high wavelength frequency is creating static in their lives. They, oh man, stop saying this. It's tormenting them. It's crushing them. Because high pressure overcomes lower pressure. It's crushing them. And that's what's happening right there in the Middle East. Because Master Muhammad showed up, he showed a higher frequency wavelength on a technical level. Technical level. When I showed you how you, The male and female come together, one in sync, but one time, anyway. And so he's about to unleash his Shia. See, he's already inspiring them because they're already operating on high waves of free. That's why it's getting hot. And they're about to explode. That's from him. When he shows up there, it says he wouldn't be revealed until the sixth seal. That's what I've been trying to explain the last few days. That's when he was exposed as one riding the white horse. Because before that, Obama riding the white horse. But now he'll be revealed as riding the white horse. That means now it makes himself known, right? And they've been preparing, so he will have to operate on a high wave of frequency. And that's why they're going to blow away America and Britain and all of them. See, because remember, these bombs and stuff they have is based on the frequency of their thought. That's why he got bomb stuff too, but it's totally different, more powerful than theirs, because it's made from a high frequency wavelength. It's operating on a different high. It's like if you go back to 200 years ago, the wave that frequency was on back then, what? Bow and arrows and stuff. But bow and arrows wouldn't do anything nowadays, would it? You got bulletproof vest on, right? And helmet on. How it's useless, totally useless. You understand, brother and sister? That's what's going on here. So they'll get an explosion on a technical level and explosion on a spatial level. Analytical level and analytical level from their point of view, that's a war. Right? Analytical war. Kinetic. Over here, spiritual. The mind. There'll be an explosion over here. So two things are going to happen. That explosion over there, right? It's going to trigger the explosion over here. They're going to blow away all that bullshit over there and blow all this confusion and shit over here. Angel. That it says they're going to overcome it with the blood of the Lamb. Angel. You're going to overcome it with his will. So all the time, all that stuff is on the same wave. They cannot produce anything that's a high wavelength frequency than they are. Now you got high wavelength frequency on the scene now, right? It's going to show all of that. That's what's happening right now. I'm going to leave it there, brothers and sisters. I wanted to go into other things, but I figured I'd spend some time trying to explain it from that point of view. Maybe that helps you. Still pressure. Wave frequency is just a quality of pressure. Deals with here, pressure of the mind. That's what's happening. Hope you understand, brothers. I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to stay focused on that because any day now. Any day now. They're moving ships over there, they think all this stuff. Well, yeah. And you run against a high wave frequency, and none of that stuff's going to matter. None of that stuff is going to matter. That's why I say it'll come at it like a whirlwind. It's like a shock wave. It blows away weaker shock waves. It's like a big pool shock. Like you see a big sound. You see shock wave it's coming out. It's blowing away like a big wave. That's what it's going to come like a wave, right? Master Muhammad's going to trigger that wave. That wave is just going to spread out and blow away all the other waves. I said, clean up heaven. I said, throw them all out. It's simple, brother. It says, maybe you'll see one day, at least some of you will see it. That's why it says like that. We no place found no more. So how can they go back? They couldn't go back because they can't produce a wave as strong as the one that blew them out of there. That's why they don't go back. See, I told you they don't go back because they know what's happening. But I tell you from that point of view, you see, because the wave out there in the Middle East, just that mass from is generating, and they can't come back in there. They can't get back in there because they can't produce a wavelength frequency, right? And that's strength. So just like a wave just blows them out. The same thing here, just blows this whole thing apart. When people start seeing the great light, right? They start operating on it. See? But the point is, it's going to take them 5 months to get up to speed. Under intense pressure. Watch. See? So they got to, because they have to turn it on, maybe got to turn that discipline on. Otherwise, you don't have a pressure wave. No, it has to be power. Power, energy, time, discipline to get power. So they turn it on, and they get stronger and stronger. That's why I say do exploit. Get strong, and as it gets stronger, they're pushing those further apart to eventually, right? Push yourself right on out of here. And demons, they're going to still be here, drowning, fighting. But they can't, they're going to still be with the devil. They're fighting each other. But they're the same wave freaks they are. I think they got a little higher amplitude. Okay? They're fighting to get control of America. They ain't fighting to get rid of the devils. They're trying to get control of the devils because they got high amplitude. They ain't trying to get rid of the devils. They say that. They want to stay here. They want to control America. See? So they're on the same way. They're still the same way living. And freaks is their devils. It's still the same. They're not trying to get rid of it. They're trying to get control of it. And we keep trying to get the hell out of here because then it's going to be nothing but static. For the whole 5 months, unprecedented trouble, nothing but static, constant conflict. Okay? And static will be affecting the devils and demons the most. But you're going to be generating static because your pressure is greater than theirs. That means when you have two wavelength frequencies that's opposing each other, it produces static between the two. And the stronger you get, the greater static becomes static, affecting them negatively. Affect you positively because, like I said, resistance means you're growing. So you say that static, that means that static, you see the static, but you know the static is affecting them because your mind's clear, you got the engine, but you can feel the static, so you know the mental, that static is going between you and them, but you know it's crushing them. Unless you start thinking crazy, you start getting static in your mind's clear, that means then the static is being the static is resistance to them, to you. You understand? Because your mind's clear, so you're not affected by the static. You're generating the static. Every static is the resistance of them to you. Their wavelength is their resistance to your wavelength. People say, we understand, bros. I'm going to leave it there. I was going to talk some other things, maybe I'll. Time's running out. Like I said, I look at my every day, every night. I don't know exact time, like it says, but I know we're here. It's going to blow up in a minute. If it does, when the first things happen, when the eyes people open, they're going to see once their eyes open, that means right there. You start moving on a higher wavelength. Once your eyes open, that means you start moving to a higher wavelength frequency. That means you start seeing it. See? Your eyes open. Vision get clearer and clearer and clearer through the heart, through the interpretation, get clear. But now it's open. Now you can see. And I see that well, but you see Farrakhan. You see all these demons around. You don't see them clearly, but you see some of them. It says, take Suleiman to really make that distinction because you see it clearly. But you start seeing, you see Farrakhan, you're going to see Farrakhan right away. Okay? That's right, he cast down right away. They cast him down right away. Easy to see. Your eyes have to be open. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to cause your eyes open. Okay? Suleiman's here. Right? Correct your vision. Assalamu alaikum.